Now we are going to have the foreign minister's press conference. I do not have the initial statement at the outset. So please raise your hand if you have a question, and please proceed and to the standing microphone if you have a question. NHK, Iwasawa-san. This is Iwasawa NHK. Now, about the launch of the military satellite missile, that it was launched the other day, and then isn't there going to be an invitation for the convocation of a Security Council emergency meeting? And North Korea states that it is going to ready to launch the second missile launch. How do you see it?
On the 31st, DPRK launched a projectile using ballistic missile technology. Inclusive of that, the series of actions taken by DPRK threatens peace and stability of our country, region, and the international community. It is absolutely unacceptable. Even if the launch is claimed to be a satellite, it is in violation of the relevant UNSC resolutions banning any launches involving ballistic missile technology. I would like to refrain from delving into the details, but there may be a possibility that DPRK may continue to engage in further provocations, including launches of the so-called satellite. So given the launch this time, Japan, US, and ROK have requested convening of UNSC, and we are now coordinating the time schedule for that so that it can be convened swiftly. And we will continue to collaborate with the US and ROK very closely vis-à-vis DPRK. Will continue to demand adherence to UNSC retaliation, call upon other nations to support the same at UNSC. Asahi Shimbun. Asahi Shimbun, Uechi. I have a question regarding the summit with DPRK. On the 27th of May, Prime Minister Kishida at the National Rally for Abductees' Families have indicated that he intends to organize a high-level meeting reporting directly to the PM. What is the status of the organization of the high-level consultation? DPRK is saying that the issue is already resolved. There's no reason that families cannot meet abductees. What is your view?
Well, with regard to how to approach North Korea, I will refrain from talking all the details because it may impact on the process of the negotiation. With regard to the statement and its reporting, we recognize that, as has been mentioned already, with regard to the intention of North Korea and how we are going to perceive it, with regard to that, I would like to refrain from talking about that. But anyway, with regard to our response and to North Korea, as Prime Minister stated at the People's Rally on May 27th, that means, based on Japan DPRK Pyongyang Declaration, we need to solve comprehensively all the issues relating to abduction, nuclear weapons, and missiles, and we have to settle the unfortunate past. And in particular, when it comes to the abductees' family members, and they are aging, so this abduction issue is time-bound. This is a serious human rights issue. Therefore, we have to achieve the return of all the abductees, and we would like to make every effort. Next question, Katsura-san of Kyodo News. This is Katsurada of Kyodo News. I have a question about the strategic framework for space diplomacy. The State Department, for the very first time, released this space diplomacy document. Japan participates in Armistice Agreement, and for the purpose of the multilateral cooperation in space, the United States recognizes China and Russia as a threat to space. How are you going to proceed this collaboration?
30日ですが、米国務省は宇宙分野 The 30th of May U.S. time, the State Department of the U.S. has put together its diplomatic policy regarding space called Strategic Framework for State Diplomacy. They have announced that document. Under the document, they have stated that together with the international partners and allies, they will maintain rule-based international order and to promote sustainable and commercial use of space. And these are points that have been explained to Japan several times at Japan-U.S. Comprehensive Dialogue on Space, which discusses U.S.-Japan space policy broadly. So Japan highly regards this document. In January this year, between the U.S. And Japan, I and State Secretary Blinken signed a U.S.-Japan Framework Agreement on Space Cooperation. Through that agreement, we do hope that there will be further development in U.S.-Japan cooperation in space. And in rulemaking, international rulemaking for space, I would like to continue to see Japan cooperate with the U.S. In UN and others. Yomiuri Shimbun, please. Yoda from Yomiuri Shimbun. On the 4th of June, LDP Yamaguchi Prefectural meeting will be held, and I think candidacy will be coordinated and discussed in detail. What is your view?
Now, with regard to the selection of the candidates, I think LDP's Yamaguchi Prefectural chapter is going to play a central role in coordination and adjustment, and I would like to closely monitor the development. Any other questions? If not, this is the end of the press conference. Thank you.